background check for housing. So in this video we're going to go over all the options the public has to do housing related checks, whether it's looking up somebody's housing records, whether it's looking up somebody's eviction records, criminal records, things like that. All 50 states have some variation of all these records available to the public. Some make it easy to access these things, some make it hard. Most of them are kind of in between, not too difficult of a process. And I'm going to select the state just for an example here and go over the process. It should be very similar from state to state. So in Georgia's case here, you're able to, when it comes to background checks, you have your essentials. You have the court records, recorder's office, which is real estate document related type of searches. You have your criminal records. Maybe for a housing background check you might not necessarily need driving records, but you never know. Maybe sometimes you just need to check a license status or something like that. You never know. A business lookup, if you need to, if somebody says they're employed, or unemployed, and they have a business, you can verify their or you could actually even verify that if they're a professional license, if they're like a doctor or whatever, attorney, nurse, like you have the capability to actually make sure like they are who they say they are and they're actually licensed to do what they're doing, or look up a business through the business lookup. You have your sexual offender registry, and this is a statewide database that pretty much every single state offers to the public to use for free. You have records at the county level that can be researched. If court records can't be looked at on a statewide level, sometimes you'll have to do it at the county level. You also have things like arrests, mugshots that the local sheriff's department keeps track of, and that has to be done at the county level. If property records, tax records, things like that need to be looked at, that's also done, can be done at the county level. And so we did the research here at Sheriff's Department, and you can come down and take a look. When it comes to doing a criminal check, and let's also look at court records. State of Georgia has a very simple setup here. You just need a name, date of birth, and a credit card. They charge a reasonable $15. It's a statewide search. You're also this does limit you to one state. So if a person is moving from another state or has a history where you can track maybe different locations out of state, out of county, it might be a good idea to run a background check there too. When it comes to the court system, you can look at civil and criminal records. Anytime somebody appears in front of a judge, it creates some kind of record. Court records are considered public records. So you're able to look at all sorts of things using the court system. And I'm just going to go into the court system here very quickly, just to show you how many different courts there are typically within the state. Now, Georgia's court system is a little bit more complex. They have lots of different varieties of courts that handle different court cases. Some places will only have 2 or 3. You have your lower level courts, and then you have your upper level courts. If something doesn't get decided in the lower level, they get pushed up and appealed to the Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court. So if you're looking for felony type records, Superior Court deals with that. If you want to look at traffic records, things like that, you're looking at municipal court. If you need to look at things like evictions in the state of Georgia, as you can see, state court deals with lower level crimes, civil, small claims, and they do evictions, DUIs, and some traffic here. So you want to make sure you're looking at the correct databases or checking them all. But you do need to know who is dealing with what record type, and so we have that broken down for you in every single state. I just did a quick overview. There are other databases that might be of interest depending on what the background check is used for and how deep you want to go. But I dropped a link in the description, or just type sheriffsdepartment.net in your browser and get started.